But yeah, dude, no, I agree with you on the present day story. Like, I feel like that's going nowhere. I feel like it's just an avenue to tell the story, and I'm getting to the point where I don't care who the fuck the person is. Like, I think, like, this episode should have been... Dude, I think you're right. Like, maybe this episode should have been, like, a little bit longer. It almost feels like this episode is like what episode 5 of Game of Thrones was. You know what I mean? Like, it was more of like a transitional episode. They did some stuff on it, but like nothing that was truly monumental. And now, you know, we're left scratching our heads like, how are they going to wrap this up in the 5th episode? You know, like, how is all that going to play out? So it's like more of a setup, but you know, I guess we'll see like what ends up happening. And then all right, the second Reese choice is that the Yvette, is that her name, right? Yvette. Yeah. Okay. So Alan and Adnan both knocked her out, and I talked her down. Like, I convinced her not to do it. So you guys just shocked her? You guys
I was so happy that he made a return.
Oh yeah, I was telling Alan or Adnan off podcast, like, same thing. I thought once he did, that was it. He was gone or whatever. But him coming back, like, you know, even not really him, but just be like, oh, beer. And I loved Troy Baker's impersonation of him near the end of the episode.
Yeah.
What the hell are you guys doing? He did like something like that. It was actually a pretty good impersonation. Like, you could tell it wasn't him, but it was pretty spot on. I thought that was
at some
cool.
points I thought it was him.
Yeah, it sounded a lot like he nailed the tonality of
Patrick Warburton.
Exactly, yeah, that the voice actor. He nailed, like, you know, how he says things, like, especially how sometimes he's like, yeah, I was going to be doing that. Like, he kind of, like, says something really low near the end of his sentences. Like, he did that really well. But, you know, for me, I talked her out of it. I think, what is it? I told her, you know, I went down to Pandora and it changed me. And my beard, you know, and, like, you know, he basically just... I went down to Pandora. And, like, he convinced her that after seeing the shit I saw on Pandora, like, I want to change things and I want to do things differently. And then she was like, all right, you've got my attention. Like, I'm totally on board. And then you end up just leaving, and she's just sitting still there in your office, like, when you leave. So you guys knocked her out. Did you shock her?
No, it's her office because she...
Oh, right.
Because she made a deal, she screwed your ass.
Yeah. So it's... Okay, then, yeah, I left her in her office, and she didn't do anything. She's just kind of, like, standing there when I left.
It was great. Handsome Jack says, you should have used the whole battery on her and see if her eyes would have bulged out of her skull.
Oh, so you guys shocked her. That's how you knocked her out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And like, it was the same thing? You didn't have any options, like, different things to, like, knock her out?
No.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Actually, no, Handsome Jack kept bothering me. He kept saying, like, you know, what, you could have done it. Didn't you want to see what this happened or this happened? And what if we would have done this instead? And you could just choose to ignore him or say something. It was pretty funny. And then, okay, and this is the last major choice of the whole episode and for Reese. So, Hyperion, like, you know, did you guys... It said, for me and Adnan, we both rejected Hyperion. And Alan...
I rejected everything.
Yeah.
Instead, I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture.
And,
that's the second time I've used that in like 2 conversations. Chris, it's perfect.
It works, dude. And it's beautiful, too. Especially out of context. But no, and then Alan chose to rule it. I guess let's talk first about me and Adnan. We chose to reject it. Dude, again, Adnan, the reason I chose to reject it was I thought no matter what, Handsome Jack is probably going to turn out to be evil at the end and was just trying to trick me. So fuck it. I'm just going to reject him and see if I can do anything differently. Knowing that regardless, I was going to be forced to do it anyway. Like, I knew that was going to happen. And then that's exactly what happened. You know, they trick you and then he ends up, like, putting the thing in you and, in, like, what is it? In downloading him into, like, Hyperion or whatever. But that was the reason why I made that choice.
That was the best moment, though. Like, obviously, there's, again, another cop-out. I know he's going to become Handsome Jack and get out of the body and stuff.
Right.
That was just an obvious... Like, again, it's the same situation. It's that kind of thing where I'm getting fed up with Telltale because no choices have meaning. I can't stop Jack from getting out there.
Right.
The game is en route because the story's built like that. There's no kind of real, apart from like Game of Thrones, the last episode, we had that choice to change kind of like which character lives or dies.
Mm-hmm.
It's still this kind of thing where I'm like, you know what, it's going to happen. But I did think that was where the story kind of like finally hit its stride, and that was at the end of the episode as well. Because like those kind of plot points should have been started fleshing out. When you hit a penultimate episode, you really need to hit your stride and get ready and set it up for episode 5, because episode 5 doesn't have time to refresh your memory or begin character development as well. It's just about heading towards that finishing line at a very swift and and a satisfying pace for the player.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big problem. But I did like that was the conclusion of the episode. I thought that was really cool. And even when the credits roll as well, it starts flickering. It says Handsome Jack on all the names.
Yeah.
That was
cool
a really neat touch.
Yeah, I agree, dude. Yeah, it was definitely like that moment where you're like, all right, here we go, and then it kind of stops. Like, it was that big thing of like, man, the next episode's going to be epic, But why couldn't we get some of that epicness in this one? And I understand that point of view. Like, they're trying to do that. Like, it's the same thing like what they did with the end of Back to the Future episode 4, where Doc lets Edna into the car and he's like, "Let's go, Edna." 88 miles, we'll stop Marty. And then, same thing with like all the other episodes, like Lee getting bit in Walking Dead episode 4, and he's like, "I gotta get Clementine." All that stuff. Like, it's all like that build-up moment. But I love, by the way, that's my...
Sorry, that was too funny. The voice kind of really hit me.
I mean, I love how those are my ending for Back to the Future is, "We gotta stop Marty!" Ah! And my ending for Walking Dead was like, "Clementine, oh shit." Like, those are my endings, whatever. Like, that's why you don't ask me to summarize stuff.
Clementine!
Clementine!
I wish he would have come out in the hologram next to Jack. Like behind him, Clementine!
Like, every single character from Telltale comes out. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, he probably was in this episode.
Oh, yeah, the voice actor was, yeah. He was, wasn't he the dude that has the acid on his face?
Yeah. Dave Noyle.
Right, which I think it's a different color depending. Like, mine's green right
now.
now.
But... It's all depending. That's a cool feature in the series so far. It changes depending on like what chemical you burned him with or what you've done to him.
If they ever do a Star Wars, it'll be the lightsaber color. Like, what color crystal do you want?
Mace Windu purple.
Really? That's what you'd pick?
No, fuck that. Red.
Red. But Adnan, that's Sith colors.
Oh my god! Well, you're bringing me back to what you and that thing you posted on Facebook between you and Brian.
Yeah, it was a.
That's not even a choice. Like, not even the sorting hat from Hogwarts, where you even have to like be in the same vicinity with me. It'd just be like Slytherin. Right, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'm not going to say no to that.
Dude, blue all the way. But anyway, getting back to... We're talking about lightsaber colors. Like, well, how derailed is this?
And Hogwarts sorting hat.
Yeah,
that was cool. I think you actually got a chance to see the clothes machine this time, didn't you? Because you missed it in the last episode.
Right, yeah, because that was a story-based thing. So, like, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then, yeah, I saw the different choices. I'm like, God damn it, I would have bought these clothes earlier. They look so cool. So I'm curious how they're going to do that. Like, are they going to put you back into what you were wearing before, or are they going to put you back in your default clothes? Because before the end, they have to look how they look at the end of the the future portion of the story where they're telling the story from. So I think maybe that's just you don't get to choose your clothes anymore. Like, the next outfit will be the ones you see, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, because my arm color is different in the game. Right. So I changed my robotic arm to black.
No, mine's silver, red still, like the normal.
Well, I changed it in the last episode when I was next to the machine. Do you know what? This is a weird thing. Yeah, they probably will change the clothes as well. That's going to be like a big thing. Yeah. Well, did you guys find it really weird, that scene when they start shooting each other with their fingers?
I love that.
Me too. I thought I agree, like, on both of you guys. Like, I loved it, like how Alan said, but I did think it was really random as fuck. It
reminds me of that band commercial. Do you know, was it the PlayStation within that shopping mall or the Xbox? And they're shooting each other like bang, bang, and they're just running around.
Oh no, I don't remember.
Did you ever see that?
No.
There was an advert when they did that. I think they did it for the Xbox, where it's like, where they're running around and shooting each other, bang, bang. I can't remember that, but it's really weird and also quite cool as well at the same time.
I love the part where just swarms of people came in and you kill them, and eventually they just start getting up one by one.
Yeah, well, it's over. I thought it was super random, but I adored it. I thought it was so delightfully random. I loved it. Like, I really thought it was so cool, and it was just a nice sequence. Like, it was a funny little QuickTime event sequence that you knew, like, I'm fine. Like, nothing's gonna happen to me. I have all the old man's genes, not the flawed recessive ones. I don't know why I said that. But like, I didn't like. I don't know. I didn't question it either. I'm just like, this is random. I accept this. But I definitely didn't. I don't know. It was like out of nowhere. That's not a reference to anything from Borderlands, right? For the record. That's not like a reference to Borderlands 1 or 2?
I don't think so.
So it's just super random, right?
That's a Hyperion thing.
Okay. So that's just something random. That's, you know what? I'm totally down for it. I would love more of that in the future, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a cool segment. Well, yeah, actually, here's another one. Is it Yvette? Or Yvette? The character that betrays you. Can't remember her name.
Yvette,
yeah. Yvette, yeah. That was so weird, because there was no character development on that. So all of a sudden she's like, I'm the bad guy, and I've been screwing you over, Reese. I didn't hit her with a stump.
This just came out like...
I hit her with a stump. Here's what you missed. It kind of pissed me off that she just betrayed me, so I hit her with a stun baton, because I was like, there's no other choice.
I agree with you. It was random, and also, fuck, I almost forgot to mention this, and I remember this is like one of the first things I wanted to mention. Did I miss on something? Because why was Athena's girlfriend working for Scooter?
Yeah, you missed this.
They mentioned that in episode 3?
I think it's when you go to the location switch earlier in the episodes.
Uh-huh.
You went to a different location. Me and Alan went to Scooter's garage first.
Oh, okay. Because, I just thought, why... Is it a coincidence that she just... Is this, Telltale's way of really trying to, reuse assets and just oh, fuck it, she works for Scooter and you just didn't see her before? That came off as so... Okay, so they established that if you made other choices. Because for me, she just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, it's Athena's girlfriend. Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it was a great scene. I'm just like, all right, fine, whatever. She works for Scooter, I guess. That seemed kind of random.
Yeah, they do kind of establish that earlier on.
Okay. So
then this shows how much of a nerd I am. When her first name is Janie, the first thing I thought that popped in my head was Janie Slater from Watchmen.
Oh God. Okay, yeah. I had totally forgotten about Watchmen. That's cool. Wait, actually, we forgot to ask. So, Ad and I explained why we chose to reject Hyperion. Alan, is this still with you're in league with Jack? So you're just like, fuck it, I'll join him.
Yeah, because as it was said in episode 2, of all the people that Handsome Jack could be inside, Handsome Jack could be inside, it's one person who's obsessed with him.
Okay.
And it's the one. It's like the idol thing. You never want to You never want to disappoint your idol. Right.
Okay. And did it change for you, or was it the same thing that he kind of turns on you?
Oh, he doesn't turn on you. He something plays where it's his voice saying, "Hey guys, it's Handsome Jack here," and he's basically saying that he thinks the next president or the next leader for Hyperion should be Reese.
Oh wow! No, what was it, Adam? That he's like, "You're insane." Like, no. He goes, what does he say? Like, you're crazy. And he goes, "No, I'm Handsome Jack." And then that's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
So, wow, okay, that's a big change. So maybe that's going to definitely be kind of like how at the end of episode 2, it was detrimental in how episode 3 began. Maybe that's how episode 4's ending is going to be. Like, if you do what Alan did, you'll get a different, opening sequence, maybe, for episode 5, yeah. That's, alright, cool. That's going to be curious to find out whenever the episode comes out.
Yeah. I love those. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, did anyone else enjoy Brony?
Brony?
when you're sitting with Reese and Vaughn are sitting on the back of the truck, and you can do Brony as an option.
I don't remember that.
Well, basically, Jim, before the car stopping, it says one of the options is Brony, because, bro fist and whatever.
Uh-huh.
There's one that says Brony, and you can just, they both tap each other with the knees.
Oh, no, I didn't do that.
Oh, how did you miss that?
I don't know. Was that when you were trying to figure out the plan?
That's when you're both tied in the back of the truck. It's driving off.
Oh, no, I didn't do that.
Oh, you missed that.
Yeah,
you missed it.
All right, well, I guess any closing thoughts before we wrap everything up?
Yeah, disappointment.
Disappointed!
That's my favourite video. This isn't a thingy.
You've got all Kevin Sorbo on us.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing. Underwhelming, actually, a better way of putting it. I think there's so much more potential in it, and I think Telltale have always kind of dropped when it comes to their penultimate episodes in more recent years. I think you really do need to kind of set things into motion. And kind of the ending is where it sort of slowly picks up, but the pacing is really off. The decisions become less meaningful, and just kind of I think the problem is that in my kind of position, I'm in that place where I always see that illusion of choices now, and is in place. So whatever the choices are, for comparisons, it's nowhere near as bad as Game of Thrones episode 5.
Yeah.
That is one of the most shocking episodes I've ever played. I would give that a 2 out of 10. So I think
can you guys tell me what happened in that? Give me a summary of that.
It's literally 2 hours long, and there's nothing that happens. Literally nothing happens. The story, there's one big plot twist at the end, or not plot twist, one big decision to make at the end, and that's it. Does not progress anywhere from episode 4.
Well, what's it called?
Because I decided I'm done with that series.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after. We'll talk about after the cast, and of course, you listeners can check out our last Spoilercast episode and get the full scoop on that. So we can all hang out after the podcast, kinda. But yeah, no, I agree with what Adnan said. You definitely did convert me, dude. Before the episode, I'm like, maybe you'll convince me, Adnan, because I went in thinking I loved this episode. But what I'll say is this: I thought the episode was fun. It hit the emotional beats with Scooter, which, by the way, I picked "See You, Space Cowboy" as my greeting because of Cowboy Bebop. So but what's it called? But I think after talking to you guys and kind of getting you guys' opinions on this and stuff, I think that the episode needed more time. It needed maybe an extra 30 minutes or something like that, or a few extra, to extend it a bit. Because I agree with Adnan. It did really feel in the vein of a lot of Telltale games' second to last episodes, where they're setting everything up, but there's just something missing in that episode that they could have added to. But I still found it fun. It's a small piece of the bigger puzzle, which is the entire series, which is the full game. I'm ready for the last episode. I'm just as afraid as I am for all the other games I'm playing right now from Telltale at how the hell they're going to wrap everything up for this final episode. But, hopefully we'll get it soon, and, we'll be able to get together again for this podcast and kind of discuss that. But, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
And, Alan, any last words?
I hated that they killed Scooter, because they were still... You really could have used more of that character. He wasn't wasted.
Mm-hmm.
In Borderlands 1 and 2. In Borderlands 1, you were trying to help him set up Catch a Ride. Catch a Ride now, folks.
Yeah.
He was on Sanctuary with Roland, Lilith, Mordecai, and the rest of the Crimson Raiders. Fun fact, he got Sanctuary to fly in Borderlands 2. A whole city to fly up in the sky.
But he couldn't. He needed Athena's girlfriend to help him build a. Okay.
No.
You know what? Maybe. Yeah.
It was something within the city that he just needed. He did that on his own.
Right. Maybe, what's it called? Maybe Gearbox will steal a Telltale idea and make him come back as a hologram for Borderlands 3. And just screw it. Fuck it. Who cares? That'd be actually, that'd be kind of random. All right, cool.
Oh,
well, yeah.
Sorry, one more thing as well I missed as well was that not enough Gortys.
Gordon, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I think Ashley Johnson really stole the show in the last episode. I think she's criminally underrated. Criminally underused in this episode.
Yeah,
because she has some of the best lines. Like she honestly does. Like she steals it every time for me.
I loved. I'm ready for jail time, and she starts punching.
Yeah, I love how the security guards carrying her away by a hand.
Yeah, super cute. But yeah, definitely we need more Gortys. She or he or it or whatever is awesome. And
we need more Gortys and Loaderbot.
I was about to say, yeah, also
Loaderbot. We miss Loaderbot so much. I fucking miss that guy.
He's there. He's there though. He'll come back.
He's there with us in spirit.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this installment of Spoilercast. To keep up to date with Gamer Headlines of Spoilercast, be sure to follow the Gamer Headlines Show, a podcast that Adam and I host, on Twitter at TGH Show, or like our Facebook page, the Gamer Headlines Show. Additionally, Gamer Headlines is Spoilercast can be found on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube, and of course right here at GamerHeadlines.com. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you in the near future.
Catch a ride.
Catch a ride!